What's up, guys? My name is Michael Oldroyd, and last night was the season premiere of the new season of The Bachelor. And believe it or not, 2 years ago, I don't know if you guys saw, but on their commercial advertisement, they said we're looking for new cast members, blah, blah, blah. Go to some website that they list. They listed it a couple times, and then I actually checked out that website 2 years ago today, and I filled out all the information, sent it in, and I heard back from the Bachelor, Bachelorette casting team like 9 months later, and they seemed very interested at the time, sent them a bunch of pictures, video, blah, 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 and had me fill out a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of preliminary questionnaires, sent them some more pictures, and then they actually wanted to meet with me. So they had some producers come to New York and met with a couple people. I was one of them, and it was an interesting experience. First of all, I hated the paperwork that they made me sign. It was essentially there was nothing in it for me. It was 100% to protect their TV show. In my opinion, zero. I don't know if you guys have ever gone skydiving, but I went skydiving once. They make you sign this liability release form, essentially that no matter what happens, even if the guy unhooks you, if you go on a tandem skydive and lets you fall to the earth, they're making you sign away their liability for that. And it's the same thing with The Bachelor. Basically, they're saying that no matter what comes out, no matter what they air, whether it damages your reputation or anything else, you cannot sue them. Right? And they can essentially put anything they want out there for any amount of time for the rest of eternity, or as long as media lasts. So I got pretty nervous signing that paperwork, and nevertheless I looked through it, I talked to a couple lawyers. Anyway, I show up for my meeting with these producers, and it was really sketchy, to be honest. I remember showing up, and they put another stack of paperwork in front of me and was like, oh, can you just sign this real quick before we go in? Huge stack of paperwork, wanted a bunch of signatures on it. I didn't have time to look through this and read it, and it was not, I would have thought that they would have let me know up front if they needed me to sign more paperwork. I thought we were already done with this paperwork, and then to essentially put a stack of papers in front of me required for me to meet with the producers, to me, was a waste of my time, flat out disrespectful and dishonest of them. So I actually said, I'm not signing anything right now. And the guy was like, oh, it's cool, take your time. I was like, no, I literally, this is too much for me to digest right now. Too many words. I would need more time. And he's like, no worries, we've got a line, take your time, go ahead. I'm like, no, I'm not signing anything right now, okay? And he's like, okay, I guess I'll go let the producers know. Right? And he comes out 20 minutes later, he's like, you know what, it's fine, you can meet with them, whatever. So I show up to meet with the producers. They call me up. It's in this little hotel room here in New York, super sketchy. There was 3 women in there, and I show up, I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm Mike. I shake hands with them. They don't even tell me their names. They just say, oh, nice to meet you. I've never showed up to a business interview or a meeting before where the people don't introduce themselves by name. They intentionally did not tell me their names, which I thought was extremely, I don't know if sketchy is the right word, but it immediately put me at a level of distrust. Anyway, I did feel objectified. I remember when we were in our meeting, and I was talking, they were taking the camera and panning it up and down from head to toe while I was talking, and I was like, okay, appreciate that, appreciate you not listening to what I'm saying and panning me like I am a piece of meat here. So anyway, that's what you expect when you go on the show, so I'm not complaining, whatever, but I did not move forward with that process, and I'm glad. I just felt like that was foreshadowing for a bunch of bullshit where they want you to be a yes man and they can destroy your reputation without being held accountable for it, essentially. So in my opinion, I think you can find love anywhere, whether it's on a TV show or not on a TV show. Most likely, whatever, it could happen anywhere. I believe in love. I went on that show open-minded, I went on the show with an open mind and an open heart, thinking, sure, is it likely that something can happen here? No. But is it possible? Yes. I didn't know who the Bachelorette was at the time. I think sometimes they choose their cast before the Bachelorette is even chosen, right? So you get all these guys signed up, no matter who is there, they're going to, they're going to be asking you, so why are you interested in the Bachelorette? It's like, well, I don't know if I'm interested yet. I've never even met her, right? So one of my problems with the show is the part that's fake, right? If people are being real, awesome. And I think the public can see through that. I think that I watched a little bit of the episode last night and I wanted to throw up when I saw some of these girls crying that they didn't make it through the obstacle course because somebody cheated. It's like, you can't compete for love, right? It's either a match or it's not, and it's either going to happen or it's not for you, whether it's that guy or the millions of other fish in the sea. The reason the girls are crying is because they're looking at it like me. This is a contest for me to win a competition and to have the spotlight on me. It's like, yo, that's some soft stuff, you know what I mean? The TV show is ridiculous, and if some people, it seems like a couple of people have found love from that, and that's awesome. So I'm not saying that the entire show is shit. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I am saying that for people to pretend or develop feelings for somebody that they don't even know, if you're a contestant, you can't lose perspective on what the show is about, right? It's there to... the show's going to get cut if it doesn't have good ratings. They're going to ask you to do stuff. The producers are going to want you to do things to help get viewership, right? And sure, they're always going to claim that this is all for the purpose of finding love, but we all know it's a TV show, right? It's a TV show. So, I don't know. I remember when I got the call from them, I was surprised to hear from them. 9 months after I sent my package in, or whatever. I never sent this package in, but I sent a package that they requested, with pictures, video, whatever. I remember when I sent all that in, and I got the call, and I felt mixed emotions. I was excited, but I was like, oh crap, this actually might happen now. Do I really want to do this? What if I actually, start winning, and then I feel pressure to, marry somebody, you know what I mean? Which I'm not going to do, I wouldn't do it. But I was starting to kind of, have these weird thoughts in my head, and as I had these internal kind of conflicts, a priest was walking down the street, and I remember thinking, wow, that's weird. I don't think I've ever seen a priest on McDougal Street. McDougal is, downtown here in New York. It's where the Comedy Cellar is and a bunch of comedy clubs. And I remember seeing the priest, and I was like, well, this is the perfect time. I need to talk to a spiritual leader right now. I could see the little white collar, and I was like, excuse me, I have a random question, but I might be going on this TV show, The Bachelor. I don't know if you've heard of it, and I don't know if I should go on it or not. I'm a little nervous. He's like, well, as long as you're not signing something where you're forcing yourself to love somebody if you don't actually love them, then I don't see a problem. I was like, I don't know, is it okay that I go on the show? He goes, I can't answer that for you. I would pray about it, is what he said. That was his answer. I was asking for guidance. He said, pray about it. So, it was definitely interesting. I can tell you that much. And I didn't end up going on the show, but if I could go on the show and be myself, I'd be down, So, I'd be down to give it a try. I'd be down to play it out and be myself and not have to be anything other than myself. I mean, if I could go into it with open arms like that, great. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Yeah, thank you.